Well, first of all, at Harvard, there was a psychology department. I never took a course in it.
Hmm.
I never knew of the professors that were in it. They were very, very famous, but I didn't know that. Um, I I majored in something called social relations, which was an amalgam of sociology, anthropology, and a smidgen of social psychology. It had broken apart from psychology some years before. So there was like a soft psychology called social relations. And then there was the psychology department. And I majored in the soft psychology part, the social relations part. And I did that because that allowed me to take introductory everything. I was fascinated by all the stuff that was being taught at Harvard, and so I essentially majored in introductory everything. Uh, Actually, of course, there were so many things that I didn't take, but basically that is the idea, that I would get a smidgen, at least, of knowledge of a lot of different things. And I did. Among the most transforming of those things was a course by John Ciardi on the short story. And we had to write a short story every week during this year that I spent with him. And he had the following rule: if you can make me cry, you get an A in the course. You write a short story. If you can make me cry, you get an A in the course. If you can make me laugh out loud, you get an A on that paper. Well, I quickly realized there's no way in the world I could get him to cry. So I would write, I tried to write funny stories, and was able to get him to laugh. And that was a big part of my Harvard education, of being something in the way of a writer, which I loved, and being able to write things that were humorous. I'm trying to think. As I look back on my Harvard career, the only other thing that immediately leaps out at me is that as a freshman, I took a course in personality from Gordon Allport, and he used his 1937 text, and we read that, and I found that fascinating. And parts of that book had to do with his own efforts to look at the world of trait descriptive terms. Alpert and Odbert had put together a compendium of trait descriptive terms, and that was well covered in this personality textbook. So those are now, why did I get into it? I told you that. I thought it would be useful for everything else, and so it was worth a try, since I hadn't decided on anything. But once I got into psychology, I got hooked. I mean, everything about it was exciting, and I loved it.